Soft rain whispered against the cracked apartment window while 12-year-old Alina twirled carefully through the tiny hallway. Her worn socks slipped across the cold tiles, and each graceful turn ended with her brushing against the narrow walls of the cramped home. Again, she whispered to herself, trying not to cry. From the kitchen, her mother Sameera watched silently while sewing clothes late into the night. The old sewing machine rattled louder than the thunder outside. Alina stopped dancing and sighed. "Mama, maybe I'm not good enough." Sameera immediately stood up. "Don't ever say that," she said gently. "Dreams become real for people who refuse to quit." Alina smiled weakly, but she didn't know the truth. Years ago, Sameera had her own dream. She wanted to become a singer. Not just any singer. She had a voice that made people stop walking in the streets to listen. At 19, she had even been invited to audition for a famous music academy in another city. But before the audition day came, her husband died in an accident, leaving her alone with a newborn baby and unpaid bills. The music ended that day. Or at least, that's what she told herself. Every morning, Sameera worked 3 jobs. She stitched clothes during the day, cleaned offices at night, and sold homemade food on weekends. Still, she never missed Alina's ballet classes, even if it meant walking 5 kilometers because they couldn't afford bus fare. One winter evening, Alina overheard 2 girls whispering in the dance studio. "She's talented," one girl said. "Yeah, but poor girls never make it far." Alina pretended not to hear. But that night, she quietly packed away her ballet shoes. Sameera noticed immediately. "You're not going to class?" "We can't afford this anymore," Alina replied coldly. "I'm done pretending." Sameera froze. Pretending? That word cut deeper than hunger ever had. Without saying anything, Sameera walked into her room and returned holding a small wooden box. Inside was a silver necklace and several old photographs of her standing on stage with a microphone. Alina stared in shock. "Mama, you sang?" Sameera nodded slowly. "You were famous?" "No," she smiled sadly. "But I was happy." "Then why did you stop?" For the first time in years, Sameera's eyes filled with tears. Because sometimes life asks a mother to choose between her own dream and her child's future. The room became silent. Alina looked at the photos again. Her mother looked radiant in them, alive in a way she had never seen before. "You gave it up for me?" Sameera gently touched her daughter's face. "I didn't give up my dream, Alina. I turned it into you." Alina burst into tears. That night, while her mother slept beside the sewing machine, exhausted, Alina quietly opened Sameera's old notebook filled with handwritten songs. And for the first time, she realized how much had been sacrificed for her happiness. Months later, the city announced a national ballet competition. The winner would receive a full international scholarship. But there was one problem. The entry fee was impossible for them. Alina immediately said no. "We can't do this." Sameera simply smiled. "Leave that to me." A week later, she handed Alina the competition form. "How did you get the money?" Alina asked. Sameera avoided her eyes. "Don't worry about it." But during the competition, Alina noticed something missing. The silver necklace. The only thing her mother had kept from her singing days. She had sold it to buy her daughter a chance. Alina danced that evening like her heart was on fire. Every spin carried her mother's sacrifices. Every step carried years of silent pain. And when the performance ended, the audience stood up clapping. Some people were crying. The judges announced the winner moments later. First place, Alina Sameera Khan. Alina covered her mouth in disbelief. She searched the crowd desperately until she found her mother standing in the back corner, still wearing her work clothes, hands trembling as she applauded. Alina ran off the stage and hugged her tightly. "We did it, Mama." Sameera smiled through tears. "No," she whispered. "You did." But Alina shook her head.